This reporter got into a lot of trouble for this statement. Who them get in that trouble with? Me no know. But the reporter got into a lot of trouble for saying that Usain Bolt at this point in time is more popular around the world than Bob Marley is. Who tell them to say so? I want my SoFlo TV people to get down there in the comment section and let's talk about this. Here's one question I want to start off with for you. Do you think that at this point in time in history, Usain Bolt is more known around the world and is more popular around the world than the great Bob Marley? Welcome to SoFlo TV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Check this out. I am on my way to work, but I have to stop and do that video here. Watch them on. This video today is about Usain Bolt versus the great Bob Marley. Usain Bolt versus the great Bob Marley. To up-to-date you and up to the time you on the story, this is what happened in Rio. So the other day, right, when Usain Bolt won his 100 meter, ran and won the 100 meter and became the only athlete in history to have won gold in the 100 meter sprint 3 consecutive Olympics in a row. He created history. He was the only athlete in history to have ever done that, right? When Bolt mashed up the race, that everybody was excited. Y'all saw satellite TV. You see how halfway through Jamaica kick up that night there. Y'all saw what it looked like in Rio. Y'all saw all parts of the world. So the reporter, this is what brings us to this story today. The reporter that was reporting the story at the Olympics said, Usain Bolt certainly deserves his statue in Jamaica. He certainly deserves a statue in Jamaica, just like Bob Marley does. Who told them to say that? People been coming down hard on the reporter, people. I've seen it in multi-different media outlets. All right? For those of you who don't know who Bob Marley is, you need to figure chuck off over there, so. For those of you who don't know who Usain Bolt is, you need to go chuck off behind the people and we'll just chuck off over there. So, up to the time, you're to the thing, right? Usain Bolt, the great sprinter out of Jamaica. Bob Marley, the pioneering daddy of reggae music out of Jamaica. All right? Now, there are many angles to this story. And I know a lot of people, I couldn't wait to do the story. Meditate on it all night because I know that people are going to come and be disrespectful in the name of Bob Marley when Bob was never that disrespectful to people that were respectful to him. So anyway, we did a story on SoFlo TV recently where the story was about Sizzla Kalonji. Big up Sizzla Kalonji because Sizzla get back in visa. He's flying out the place. Him stop burn out certain people in our music on stage because he realized that he's greater than that. In other words then, him not even see them people there. Him just a blaze a trail of fire across the world right now. So, big up to Sizzla Kalonji. So, anyways, we did a video on SoFlo TV recently where we talked about the greatest reggae songwriter of all time. And no doubt, it was Bob Marley versus. We chose to say Bob Marley versus Sizzla and let's argue that topic, right? I was surprised to see a lot of people were willing to get downright profane, downright nasty about their comments concerning Bob Marley, as if nothing great comes out of Jamaica after Bob Marley. There was nothing great out of Jamaica before Bob Marley. As if Bob Marley is the only thing great that has ever and will ever come out of Jamaica. As if Bob Marley is the only person that can actually sing good reggae music and make music with meaning. See, I have an issue with this. I have an issue with this because, in a way, first of all, I don't know why them keep on I said the late, great Bob Marley. How we late? Bob Marley dead after me. Actually, Bob Marley dead before me born. So, how is it that he is late, great? Bob Marley dead a long time ago, right? In some of us lifetime, Bob Marley died a long time ago. In older people's lifetime, he died sometime within their lifetime, so it wasn't that long ago for them. You know what I'm saying? But for those of us that came to earth and when we reach Earth, Bob did left Earth already, but his influence was still here and remnants of him is still here, then to us, he died a long time ago. That's how I may have said. Sticking to the topic though, does Usain Bolt deserve his statue in Jamaica? I say yes, he does. Bolt is legendary, and after this Olympics, if him mash up all of them race the way him supposed to mash up, which is what, the 200, him done mash up the 100, and goal in at the 4x100, they will, Jamaica better give the man his medal, not his medal, but his statue. See, y'all ever seen Usain Bolt train? Bolt train tell him to like projectile vomiting. His dad said him can't watch it because he had no idea. Yes, he knew that his son trained hard because that's what helps him or makes him great. But when the father said him, I got take in a training session, he actually saw what it was that his son had to do and the levels of training that Bolt actually had to go through or goes through on a daily basis. Him father alone couldn't take it. Could not take it. So this guy has sacrificed his entire being to represent Jamaica. And if you don't think of Jamaica, I'm a represent and just himself and glory my chase. Listen, Bolt is the type of artist Bolt is the type of athlete that, he's an artist in some ways. Bolt is the type of athlete that Bolt could have ran off and ran for other nations. Them probably offered Bolt quadruple, triple times what Jamaica is paying him to represent Jamaica. Bolt makes most of his money in endorsement deals that are coming from outside of Jamaica. So, and appearances, track appearances. So, to see a youth so great yet so loyal to the thing, to little Jamaica, and make a thing big, brand new brand across the world, we have to say thank you to Usain Bolt in a great way like solidifying his place in history with a big blouse and skirt statue out of somewhere like Emancipation Park or even a Bolt Square or something like that. Make Bolt choose which part he want him statue go. Put it that way. Let him choose which part he want his statue to go. Or Usain Bolt is more popular than Bob Marley at this time in history? I say yes he is. Yes he is. Don't get me wrong, Bob Marley is still very popular. Bob Marley's music, for you to have died so many years ago, and for you to still be riding Billboard charts and all these things because of sales. The man music still a jump off of the shelf and a still a jump through iTunes and whatever other electronic ways and means of selling music, digital ways and means of selling music are out there. So that in itself is a testament to the greatness and the staying power of Bob Marley. Understand? Now, in this day and time, everybody knows who Usain Bolt is. Understand? Everybody knows who Usain Bolt is. And I know it's hard pressed for a lot of people to not understand, but the younger generation, there are people in the younger generation all across the world that know who Vybz Kartel is and don't know who Bob Marley is. And I know that's hard for y'all to understand. I know, and the worshippers of Bob Marley then, because there are people out there that worship Bob to the point where they feel like Bob Marley, there's nothing, no other person out of Jamaica greater than Bob Marley. Let me sidetrack from that a little bit and say something else. You see, the Jamaican Tourist Board and they have built our tourist industry off of Bob Marley. They have built our tourist industry off of Bob Marley, and I beg someone to come down here and differ. When you hear for commercial them, come to Jamaica, come to Jamaica and feel alright. One love, one heart. Now Bob Marley that. That is the slogan song for Jamaica Tourist Board. Everywhere you go, you see one picture of Bob Marley. Everywhere you go, you hear Bob Marley tune them. That is how they market Jamaica abroad to foreigners that want to come into the country. That is how they entice tourists, foreign tourists to come into the country and offer them sweet reggae music and these things. What I want the people them to know, you see, is that Bob Marley was a rebel, and in Bob Marley's living times, Bob Marley was not the slogan of tourism in Jamaica, but matter of fact, Bob Marley get enough fight. Remember, say Bob Marley even pick up gunshot in Jamaica, and them shot the man, gunshot. So, I don't know, now everybody is acting like Bob was this saint his whole life, and he was revered his entire life and well respected, and when he passed away, he just became an icon. Bob fought his entire life for equal rights and justice against a shitty system in Jamaica. I could talk the truth now, against a shitty system in Jamaica that, and many may argue that the system has changed, but I don't think the system has changed that much. It's just like us arguing that racism has disappeared or slavery has disappeared. It hasn't disappeared. It has only become corporate. It has become institutionalized. In other words, then, it look much different on the surface, so it is harder to see. But is Usain Bolt more popular across the world today than Bob Marley is? The reason why we're asking these questions, for those of you who have no reason and I want to come cuss me out and talk about why is this even a topic, the reason why we're asking this question is because an event that took place, okay? During the Olympics, when Usain Bolt won his 100-meter race, a reporter came on and the reporter said, if Usain Bolt, first of all, had made history at that moment by being the only athlete in the history of track and field to unify three consecutive 100-meter gold medals at 3 consecutive Olympics, okay? So, the reporter came out and said, if he is able to pull off that 200-meter gold medal and gold in that 4x100 meter, he deserves his statue in Jamaica. At this point, after winning the 3 gold medals, he deserves the 3 consecutive gold medals. He deserves his place in history. He deserves his statue in Jamaica. The question today is Usain Bolt more popular across the world today than Bob Marley is? Big up to Bob Marley. We can't take nothing away from Bob Marley. Bob Marley was a rebel in every sense of the word rebel. I hate a conformist, okay? Hate is a strong word, but you see people that are conformists, me not really like them people there, because them people that will do anything to fit in. And my life is not about fitting in, my life is about standing out. Because one of me come earth, and me want everybody to know one of me. That one of me, yeah. So, Bob Marley, remember one time they were burning out herb? Yo, Rasta used to get boxed up and kicked down, and them used to drag them and chop off them locks, like a man violate you, drape you up, and scissors and knife your dreadlocks. So, in these times, Bob Marley used to come out and say when them a burn out the herb, them a say the herb is illegal, it is dangerous. Bob Marley come on national TV and said, and had the guts and the fortitude to say, Herb is nothing big, man. Herb is only big to the people them who don't smoke herb. If you truly want to be free, smoke some herbs. Ganja I'm a talk about. Usain Bolt, same thing. When they want Usain Bolt to go against the system, to go along with the program, Usain Bolt buck the system and said, no, I'm not shooting that video shoot over there. You're going to have to fly into Jamaica, because what this does for Jamaica is it puts Jamaica on the map in an even more grander way. And you coming in to do the shoot, flying into Jamaica, will bring revenue into my country. These rebels are who we talk about in this lifetime, and we have to big them up, because them stand for something greater when more than just money was on the table. You understand? So, man, it's SoFlo TV. You want to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm up out of here, and you don't know how we do it already. Peace. Keep it positive, yeah?